I compiled all of Isagi's most aura farming moments in Blue Lock so you don't have to. I'm talking Isagi shutting up Nagi, making Kaiser his fool, making Julie and Loki almost crash out, his most badass goals, plus much more. Starting with Isagi telling Nagi to shut up. Team C ends the first half against Team V down 3-2. The game resumes and Isagi loses possession right at the opponent's goal. He starts spiraling into the ifs, if only he was better at dribbling, if he could have dodged him, if only. But before the self-loathing could get too overwhelming, Isagi's mind snaps out of it. He realizes that the key to evolution is within him. Now Nagi approaches Isagi and calls him useless. He asks why didn't he shoot and why he even bothers pushing himself so hard. But Nagi's words comes off as nothing but background noise to Isagi. He grits his teeth, tells Nagi, "Shut up, genius. This is the good part," and rushes ahead. Just 7 chapters later, Isagi discovers his signature direct shot and leaves Nagi with his mouth wide open. But that's nothing compared to Isagi's 240 million bid after the clutch goal against PXG. As the Neo Egoist League ends with Isagi scoring the clutch goal against PXG by adapting to Ness's awakening, it's time for the final ranking. Isagi tells himself that he's not number 1, it's meaningless. The top offer is revealed and it's 240 million for Rin. Isagi looks down and grits his teeth, ready to feel despair for not reaching Rin. But Rin tells Isagi to look up. They're both tied for first, with 240 million each. And you know what? The real treat of this is Isagi's reaction to it. This is when he realizes nothing can stop him. But even this doesn't compare to finally owning a new Gen 11 player who had Isagi all figured out, like Isagi's final play against France. With Julian Loki scoring France's third goal in Blue Lock at just 2, when Ego subs into Toya, Isagi realizes that Ego is switching to Karasu-centric offense, which means Ego no longer expects Isagi to score a goal. But this just excites Isagi. He's 100% calm and locked in on proving that while Ego's theory is 99% correct, he has misunderstood Isagi's suitability. Blue Lock's counterattack begins. Loki intercepts Otoya's shot, but Isagi gets the second ball first. He declares that he can only shine when he's devouring the best and leads an attack with Karasu. He shows Hiyori when to pass him the ball, and even with Hugo, a new Gen 11 midfielder, locked in on Isagi, Isagi goes all in on luck and wins a 50-50 gamble against Hugo. The goal itself doesn't happen because of Rin's interference, but after getting outclassed by Hugo throughout the entire match and even conceding the fact that Hugo's theory is 99% correct, Isagi finally won a confrontation against Hugo. In his words, his luck obliterated Hugo's theory. But it's still a tier behind when Isagi completely owns Nagi's invisible trap, like when Isagi awakens metavision. During the NOE match against Manshine City with the score tied at 1-1 thanks to Kaiser's Kaiser impact, Isagi thanks Kaiser because watching Kaiser's last play helps him finally capture and unlock metavision. Just like that, a wave of information fills his mind and he feels as though he's unstoppable. With this, he is able to see through all of Manshine City's plays. He envisions exactly how Nagi would trap the pass from Rio and intercepts it. He saw through everything so well that he straight up calls Nagi's creativity child's play. Isagi always gets the last words, but there was one moment where he stayed silent. Isagi eliminates Kira. Okay, this is the very first moment Isagi unlocks his ego. During the final seconds of Blue Lock's tag selection, the ball comes to Isagi with just 3 seconds. He acts purely on instinct and shoots the ball directly into Kira's face. Just like that, he eliminates the Jewel of Japan. This happened almost 350 chapters ago, and yet it's still one of Isagi's best iconic moments, but it wasn't as cool as Isagi showing Kaiser who the main character is. Like when during the final phase of the Manshine City match, Kaiser insults Isagi by calling him a clown. Though Noah adds that Kaiser is a real clown for acting as Isagi's support, Isagi then goes on a generational run. He outdoes Shigiri, feints past Nagi, passes to Corona, and even uses Noah himself as bait. And then Kaiser appears, but Isagi surpasses Kaiser's imagination by delivering a beautiful backheel pass to Yukimiya. And as this leaves Kaiser confused and stunned, Isagi grabs him by the shirt, looks him dead in the eye, and asks him, "How does it feel to be the clown of my story?" Even though Yukimiya is the one who scores the goal, the entire play was Isagi's masterpiece. And it's funny that Isagi did that because even before Yukimiya had scored, Isagi was already grabbing Kaiser's shirt. That's Isagi owning a new Gen 11 player, but when he owns the strongest player of this generation, it nearly gets out of control. Like when Isagi trash talks Julian Loki. After Isagi and Kaiser stop the Loki times Ring combination, Loki has the audacity to claim it'll be 10,000 years before Japan produces the world's best striker. So Isagi does what he does best, tells him to shut the f up. He tells Loki that he's the one who lost. Isagi explains that he and Kaiser smashed Loki's visualization, the future where Rin scored. Isagi also tells Loki to be a man and admit that he lost, before even adding that he's awfully full of himself for someone who just happened to be born fast. And we see the face Julian Loki makes, he was about to crash out, but I get it since Isagi just trashed him in front of a live global audience. But this directly leads into one of Isagi's best aura forming moment against the world's best, which is Isagi telling Noah that the next World Cup is his. Noah steps in to stop Isagi from saying more to Loki by pointing out that his streaming streaming worldwide. He even tries to calm Isagi by adding that Isagi's play definitely surpassed their imagination. But Isagi tells Noah to shut up too. He replies that Noah used him as a tool to help Kaiser evolve, which is true, so he doesn't trust him anymore. And then, right there in front of the entire world, Isagi grips Noah's wrist and declares that he will create a theory that surpasses Noah himself, and that the next World Cup is his. It's pure raw egoism at its core that instantly ignites everyone watching the global live stream. But this is just a callback to the legendary statement he made before the NLE League, which is Isagi's game-winning shot against U20 Japan. With only 1 minute of stoppage time left, Sai solos Isagi, Baro, and Nagi all by himself. The only one who manages to stop Sai is Destroyer Mode Rin. Sai tells Rin that he would never become the world's best, but Rin keeps up and manages to kick the ball away. This surprises Sai and everyone else as well, and the ball goes over Aiku's head, but there was one man who was waiting for this exact sequence. Exactly where the ball's about to land, Isagi is already in position, mid-motion, ready for his direct shot. Then he scores the winning goal for Blue Lock at the last possible moment, while everyone else is still processing what just happened. And let me add that this goal directly correlates to Rin leveraging luck at the final piece to beat Isagi's team in their 4-on-4 match. And on top of that, Isagi declares to all Japan that he's going to lead them to a U20 World Cup victory. But Isagi actually has a goal even better than this game winner against the U20 Japan team, which is Isagi outsmarting Rin and Kaiser with his 2-gun volley. With PXG leading 1-0 after a goal from Shido, Isagi realizes that if the enemy is using ultimate times ultimate to score, he needs to take it a step further. He needs a triple flow chemical reaction between himself, Hiyori, and Kunigami, and he does exactly that. First, Hiyori blocks Charles past to Shido, then the ball bounces to Raichi, who quickly passes it back to Hiyori. He predicts where Isagi will run and shoots a beautiful no-look pass across the entire pitch. But to receive this nearly impossible pass, Isagi uses a sidestep and a diagonal dash to shake off the defenders. But even that is just a trap to lure in Shido. When Shido is lured in, Isagi does not accept the pass. He lets it go to Kunigami, who heads it straight to Isagi. And what happens next is easily Isagi's most insane goal ever. Both Rin and Kaiser rush him from each side to make it impossible for him to shoot. But in a fraction of a second, Isagi improvises. He combines his right leg and left leg direct shots in a brand new weapon called the 2-gun volley. He fakes a shot with his left leg to outsmart Rin and Kaiser, then instantly fires a direct shot with his right. In one clean, beautiful motion, he surpasses both Rin and Kaiser at the exact same time. And man, let me tell you how Rin and Kaiser felt after was priceless. But this doesn't compare to his infamous moment when Isagi debarred Baro. Isagi debarring Baro, calling him a donkey, is his most iconic moment yet. It's personally one of my favorites. In their 3-on-3 against Kunigami's team, Isagi realizes that trying to change Baro is a mistake. So he decides he will adapt to Baro and devour him. He locks in and tells Nagi that they're going to win the game with just the two of them. When play resumes, Isagi hints that he'll pass to Baro but uses him as bait to pass to Nagi instead. Then as Baro is marked and blocked by Kunigami, Isagi uses both of their bodies as a physical blind spot to slip past the defense undetected. Only Nagi notices him. He passes the ball to Nagi, who finishes beautifully with a direct shot. But Baro was left shocked as how Isagi used him as bait. All according to Isagi's vision, of course, but the real magic happens right after the goal. Isagi coldly tells Baro to just keep doing whatever he's doing as long as he doesn't hold them back. He then reinforces it by adding that he is telling him to not get in their way, which is followed by Isagi calling him a donkey. But Sagi reached his peak at the end of the NLE League with his absolute best aura action to the fullest, which is Isagi calling Kaiser his ultimate clown. With the score at 2-2 against PXG, the ball falls to Ness, but Kaiser assumes it is impossible for Ness to change, so he anticipates the usual. But Ness, still reeling from the shock of Kaiser abandoning him, undergoes an awakening. Instead of giving Kaiser his usual expected pass, Ness rebels, declares war and shoots a rough topspin cross that Kaiser will have to evolve to get. But the only player who predicted both his pass and Ness's awakening was Isagi. In fact, before the ball is even kicked, Isagi is already sprinting towards the goalpost. He bets everything on Ness's awakening, adapts faster than everyone else, and after using Kaiser, Shido, and Rin to block each other, he shoots the game winner, branding him a Demon King. Kaiser, once unstoppable, the new Gen 11 player, sinks to his knees. He has never been completely devoured, yet he is also upset by how much he actually enjoyed playing with Isagi. Isagi walks up to him and extends his hand. He thanks Kaiser for this and calls him his ultimate clown. With this ending, Isagi completely flipped the dynamic they had at the beginning. Thank you so much for watching until the very end. If you enjoyed this video, click on this video where we talk about Nagi coming back to Blue Lock. Like and subscribe, it would be very much appreciated. Also hit the bell notification so you know when I upload my next video. Bye!